Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the 10 strangest files on the internet that still remain unsolved. And these aren't creepy pastas or internet folklore. These are real mysteries that have baffled investigators, cybersecurity experts, and intelligence agencies for years. We're talking about a military breach so severe it took 14 months to contain. Encrypted subreddits that have been posting in cipher for over a decade with no explanation. A song that's been impossible to identify despite thousands of hours of searching. And digital anomalies so bizarre that the people who've studied them still can't explain what they are or why they exist. By the end of this, you'll understand why some corners of the internet remain genuinely unsolved, and why that should disturb you. The first file that still haunts cybersecurity experts is Agent BTZ. And this one alone should terrify anyone who thinks military networks are impenetrable. In 2008, the United States Department of Defense was infected with malware that was described at the time as the worst breach of US military computers in history. It started when a USB flash drive infected with Agent.btz was inserted into a laptop at a US military base in the Middle East. And from there, it spread undetected to other systems, both classified and unclassified. The Pentagon spent nearly 14 months cleaning the worm from military networks, and according to The Economist, it is not clear that Agent.btz was designed specifically to target military networks. This thing might have been a general-purpose worm that accidentally became the most devastating military breach in history, a reminder that sometimes the worst catastrophes aren't orchestrated attacks, they're accidents that slip through the cracks. Agent BTZ spread by infecting USB drives and collected files from infected computers in encoded XML format, then transmitted them to remote servers. The malware stayed hidden by collecting file names from its directory and constructing a new file name by pasting together random bits of existing names, making the system treat it as legitimate. It also registered itself as an in-process server to ensure it ran every time Windows started. Even now, new variations of Agent.btz continue to appear. A reminder that old threats don't disappear, they mutate. Then there's Cicada 3301, which is different because someone clearly wanted to be found, but only by the right people. Starting in 2012, cryptic images began appearing on 4chan with coordinates, ciphers, and challenges that led participants on a global treasure hunt involving steganography, ancient literature, and real-world locations. The puzzles were so sophisticated, they required knowledge of everything from Mayan numerology to advanced cryptography. While thousands of people worked on the puzzles over multiple years, only a handful ever made it to the final stages. And those who did were sworn to secrecy. We still don't know who was behind it, what they were recruiting for, or what happened to the people who won. The organization went silent after 2014, leaving behind only fragments of the most elaborate recruitment puzzle in internet history. The A858, DE45, F56, D9, BC9 subreddit represents pure digital nightmare fuel. For over a decade, this account has been posting nothing but encrypted text, thousands of posts containing seemingly random alphanumeric strings with no explanation, no context, no human interaction. The posts follow patterns that suggest they are not random, but every attempt to decode them has failed. Some posts contain coordinates to real locations. Others seem to reference dates or events, but the overall purpose remains completely opaque. The account has never interacted with anyone, never responded to questions, never acknowledged the thousands of people trying to solve the puzzle. It just keeps posting, day after day, year after year, like some kind of digital ghost, transmitting messages to no one. Markovian parallax denigrate might be the strangest entry point into internet history. This phrase appeared in what could be the first spam email ever sent back in 1996. But the message containing it wasn't selling anything, wasn't asking for money, wasn't trying to scam anyone. It was just 5 words: Markovian parallax denigrate, followed by random text. The phrase has never been found anywhere else in literature, science, or any other context. Linguists can't explain its construction, cryptographers can't find hidden meaning, and no one has ever come forward to explain what it was supposed to accomplish. It's like someone sent a message from nowhere to nowhere, and it just happened to become internet history. And then there's the most mysterious song, which until recently represented a complete failure of the internet's collective memory. In 2007, someone uploaded a snippet of a song recorded from German radio in the 1980s, asking for help identifying it. For 17 years, despite thousands of hours of crowdsourced investigation, no one could identify the artist, the song title, or even the record label. However, in November 2024, the mystery was finally solved when it was identified as Subways of Your Mind by German band Fex. Music databases, industry professionals, and German radio archives have all come up empty. It's as if this song exists in a void, professionally recorded and broadcast, but completely disconnected from any known musical history. The fact that a full-quality studio recording can remain completely unidentifiable in the age of the internet should disturb anyone who thinks information wants to be free. These first 5 mysteries share something genuinely unsettling. They represent the limits of what collective human knowledge can solve, even with unlimited time and resources. But what comes next moves into territory where the very act of investigation might be dangerous. After seeing how Agent BTZ accidentally became the worst military breach in history, and how Cicada 3301 recruited people into complete secrecy, which of these unsolved mysteries disturbs you more? The accidental catastrophes or the intentional ones? Drop your answer in the comments below, because what we're about to cover next makes both of those look like child's play. Lake City Quiet Pills represents a threshold where unsolved mysteries blur into potential real-world violence. In July 2009, a Reddit user announced the death of a controversial Redditor known for sharing obscure links. After this death, his image hosting site was discovered to contain hidden messages that read like mercenary job postings. Lake City is the name of a U.S. Army ammunition plant in Missouri. Quiet pills is slang for bullets, because bullets make people quiet, permanently. Here's where it gets absolutely chilling. One posting mentioned a need for people to be in Europe around the time of a major assassination. On January 19, 2010, Mahmoud al-Mabou, a senior Hamas military commander, was assassinated in Dubai. He was found dead in his hotel room, and authorities later revealed it had been a coordinated hit involving over 24 operatives. The timing seemed to match up almost exactly with one of the postings. Internet users feverishly attempted to connect the timelines, searching for any digital breadcrumbs that could link this shadowy world to the cold reality of international espionage. For many, this was the smoking gun, proof that the game was bleeding into reality. Now, that theory has been debunked, but the fact that such a connection could even seem plausible should disturb you. We're talking about a digital artifact whose discovery led to the appearance of an assassination marketplace, complete with coded language and job postings that seem to align with real-world killings. Even if it was a game, the execution was unnervingly precise. The military-tinged slang, the obscure website, the layered messages. It all pointed to a level of dedication beyond a simple prank. Would someone go to such lengths, crafting such a detailed, disturbing narrative merely for entertainment? Or did the very ambiguity serve a purpose, protecting the true nature of the operation by blurring the lines between fiction and fact? Then there's 11B-X-1371, which takes us into territory where the line between mystery and psychological warfare completely disappears. This video of unknown origin was sent to a tech site in May 2015. It features a figure dressed in all-black plague doctor garb standing in an abandoned structure. The 2-minute video features dissonant noises, mysterious coordinates, and a blinking message quickly identified as Morse code. Many viewers find this video very unsettling. But the real horror isn't what you see, it's what's hidden in the audio files. Codebusters found images embedded in the sound files, including the text, "You're already dead." Some have uncovered pictures of extreme violence. Others claim these were lifted from existing torture content, but this assertion has not been proven conclusively. The sound files also include a skull and crossbones. A stream of ones and zeros was identified as binary, which, when decoded, spells muerte, the Spanish word for death. The video also includes the phrase "Te queda un año menos," which translates to "You have 1 year left," or less. What makes 1B-X-1371 genuinely terrifying isn't just its content, it's that we still don't know if it's an elaborate alternate reality game or something far more sinister. The video contains real coordinates, real hidden messages, and imagery designed to cause maximum psychological distress. Someone spent considerable time and technical expertise creating a piece of media specifically designed to disturb and potentially traumatize viewers. The question isn't whether it's real. The question is what kind of person or organization would create such a thing, and what they hoped to accomplish. WebDriver Torso is different because it's been operating in plain sight for over a decade with zero explanation. Since 2009, a YouTube channel has been uploading thousands of videos, each one exactly 11 seconds long, each one featuring the same basic structure. A pair of hands manipulating a geometric shape against a solid background, accompanied by a harsh, discordant tone. Over 700,000 videos. No description, no interaction, no response to any inquiry. The uploads continue with mechanical precision, day after day, year after year. Cybersecurity experts have analyzed the channel for hidden messages, steganographic data, anything that might explain its purpose. Nothing. It's either the world's most elaborate data collection operation, a test of YouTube's infrastructure, or something we don't have a framework to understand. The Max Headroom incident of 1987 showed us that broadcast hijacking could be weaponized for psychological terror. During a Chicago news broadcast, the signal was interrupted by a figure in a Max Headroom mask, a grotesque, pixelated face who spoke in distorted audio, made obscene gestures, and broadcast for 25 seconds before the station regained control. The hijacker was never identified. The technical sophistication required to interrupt a broadcast signal in 1987 was extraordinary. The fact that someone did it, left no trace, and was never caught suggests either incredible skill or institutional knowledge. We still don't know who did it, why they did it, or whether they're still out there. These mysteries represent something darker than unsolved puzzles. They're glimpses into how the internet can be weaponized for psychological manipulation, how real violence can be disguised as games, and how the very act of investigating certain digital phenomena might expose you to genuine danger. Lake City quiet pills showed us how assassination markets might hide in plain sight. 11B-X-1371 demonstrated how psychological warfare can be delivered directly to your screen. WebDriver Torso proved that something can operate openly for years without anyone understanding its purpose. And the most disturbing part? We still don't know who was behind any of them, what they really wanted, or whether they're still out there, creating new mysteries designed to lure in the curious and leave them fundamentally changed by what they discover. These mysteries aren't going anywhere, and neither should you. Subscribe for more unsolved internet cases that defy explanation, and watch the next video to see what happens when the internet itself becomes the crime scene.